Hi, so today we're going to be solving of how to do an empirical formula. And what's an empirical formula? The empirical formula is the simplest ratio of atoms in a compound. So what does this mean? What does it mean to be like that? Well, it means that we don't want it as the molecular formula. So this is a molecular formula, right? So we don't want it as that. But the empirical ones, it wants it to be in the simplest form. So instead of having N2O4, we're gonna have NO2. It means the same, but it just wants it in the simplest, like the smaller form. I have another example. Be C2H6. It'll give us CH3. It's kind of like dividing by the numbers that fit in. You get me? So if you divide by 2, you get that. If you divide by 2, you get that. So that's what the empirical formula wants. It wants it to be in the simplest form, right? So we have some steps in order to do that. So first, we want to find the number of moles of each element in the compound. And the second step is divide each of the numbers of moles by the smallest numbers of moles. Third step is if within 0.1, round to the nearest whole, you must get your answer to be a whole number. And the fourth is find the lowest number ratio. So that's what we did with the examples. So this is a example of a problem, and we're gonna try to solve for them. So here is saying that we have this percent, right? And in the steps it said that we must think that we have 100 grams, and how we're gonna solve it is gonna be like this. So we have 65.5% of carbon. So we're just gonna put 65.5 grams of carbon. That's how we're gonna write it. And then we're gonna do these parentheses. And okay, so to get rid of something and to find something, what you have here for the units, it has to go down here. So we're gonna need the periodic table for this, and we have carbon, right? So we're gonna look for carbon, and carbon is right here. So carbon is 12.01, right? So we're gonna put 12.01 and then grams, so you don't get confused and you know what to do. And then the top we're gonna put 1 mole because we're trying to look for the moles of it. So after that, we're just gonna divide 65.5 divided by 12.01. It'll give us 5.45. So that's what we're gonna write right here, 0.45. And don't forget your units, so it'll be mole of carbon, right? And then we're gonna find the moles of hydrogen. So we have 5.5 grams of hydrogen. And hydrogen is one of the diatomic elements, but the diatomic elements does not apply in the empirical formula. So don't put 2 in the bottom. You don't want that. Just put that H. Don't forget about that. Okay, we do the parentheses again. We're trying to look for the moles and the grams. So hydrogen in the periodic table is 0.01. So that's what we're gonna put. Well, 1.01, sorry about that. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna put 5.5 divided by 1.01. And remember that you have to round your answers. So since I have a 5 here, I'm gonna round it. I'm gonna give 1 to the 4, okay? So it'll be 15.45 mole of H. Okay. And then we have, oxygen. So it'll be 29.0 grams of O. And oxygen is one of the diatomic elements as well. But don't put the 2 in the bottom because it does not apply to this, as I said before. So we have moles. Trying to look for them. We're looking for the grams, and the grams for oxygen is 16. So I'll put 16 right here, and then we do the same. So 29 divided by 16, it gives us 1.81. So 1.81 moles of O. And since this is the smallest number as our steps say, we're going to divide every single one by the 1.81 because it's the smallest, okay? 1.81. You can put the moles if you want. If you don't want to get confused, if you do get confused, you have to put every single thing so you don't lose track of what you're doing. Okay, so we divide 5.45. 5.45 divided by 1.81, and we get 3.01. So we're gonna put 3.01, and this is technically the same because they have the same. And this is 1 because it's 1. So in the end, we're gonna get, let me do it with another pen so it can look better. So we have 3 of them, and since we're rounding it, it's just 0.1, so we don't have to like worry about that. So we're just gonna say that it's 3. So we have 3 carbon, we have 3 hydrogen, and we have 1 O oxygen. And you might think like, oh, we can divide by 3 because we have 3 in those things, and we can just have 1 and 1 for each one. But we can't because the O doesn't have a 3. If it had a 3, we can divide all of them by 3 and like have CHO. But since the 3 doesn't have anything, it only has 1, and you have to divide something for all of them. So this is gonna be your answer. This is the simplest form. This is gonna be your answer for the empirical formula. Okay? Thank you.